everybody! Okay, you saw the title of my video, that's all you need to know. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, bye-bye! Okay, in all seriousness, I think this is a lesson we all need to learn at some point or another in our writing careers. So in August of 2018, I started working my way back through editing a series that I had first written a few years previous. When I was writing that series, I had my first real experience with a book I would call a nemesis book. This book, appropriately titled Beast in the Cage, was book 4 in the series I was writing at the time called Tales from the Prospects. This was my first time writing a series of this length up to that point, and by the time I got to book 4, let me tell you, I was burned out. I wanted to write something else, and I took it out on this story quite a bit. I would take days off from writing, it would take me 5 hours to write a page or two, and then I started rearranging plot things and rewriting things and skipping enormous parts of the story because I just wanted to be done. So I don't think, even looking back, that when I first drafted this book, I had a single day about writing it that I actually enjoyed. The only thing that kept me going was book 5 was the end of the series, and I had some majorly awesome scenes in it that I really wanted to get to. So, once I finally finished that book and then that series, I just slammed the door on it and walked away. We're talking a whole year or two where I didn't even want to think about that series. So in 2018, finally got caught up to editing Beast, put it off for a little bit, fretted about it, wrote my farewell speech as an author, booked a plane ticket to Uruguay, was totally ready to just throw Beast into a dumpster and run. But I decided that instead of leaving all you lovely people behind, I would just bite the bullet and go ahead and edit it. You guys, it really was not that bad. So, disclaimer. I did end up cutting about 30K from it, and I took a huge chunk of the 5th book and made it the ending of book 4. Basically all of the things I had been thinking about doing when I was writing it, but was too burned out and just totally done to make it work. But as much work as I had to do to get it edited to where I really truly loved it, and as terrified as I was to even start working on it 2 years ago and 2 weeks before I started it and 2 hours before I opened the document, it really wasn't as bad as I remembered. And the thing is, I know I'm not alone in this. I bet that your worst draft is not as bad as you remember it either. For every bit that needs tweaking, I bet there's a line that makes you smile. I bet there's a character that you still love in spite of all the drama. And I bet if you went back and looked at that draft now, you would find some parts that made you go, ooh, that's good. So if there's a draft sitting out there somewhere in cyberspace that you're too afraid to touch because your memories of it are not very fond, I want to encourage you to remember the good about it. Remember your favorite parts and the inspiration that drove you to write that story in the first place. And when the time is right, go grab that draft, dust it off, get ready to make it glow.